So, the All Blacks against Japan, in Japan. Should probably have those logos around the other way around. Speaking of logos, I do not yet have a Japanese logo made up. I will sort that out ASAP. But for now, I've had a look through the two teams. The Japanese team on any English media hasn't yet been announced as I record this, but the Japanese website does have their team listed, so with the help of Google Translate, hoping that's accurate, I've got two teams, so I'll put those in the description. For this match between the All Blacks and Japan in Japan. Japan obviously are coming off a loss to World 15. I think it was 31 points to 28, so it was a pretty close game. In a team which featured some of the All Blacks which are going to be playing on Saturday, like Milner-Skudder. Other guys who didn't make it, like Ma'anonu obviously didn't get to the All Blacks team, not that there was ever a thing. Ricky Riccatelli, a fair few kind of familiar names. Adrian Strauss was there. So yeah, it was pretty much a Sanzar 15 or 23. And they pushed them pretty close, but weren't able to get it done. And the All Blacks have pretty much left their... It's a B team in Japan to play Japan. A lot of these guys aren't going to be going to Europe. They're going to be sticking around just for this game and then heading back home. So it's a wider All Blacks team for this Japan game. We'll have a look through some of the squads. I have got the Sunwolves logo there. It is the closest one I've got. A lot of these players that I know, a lot of them, to be fair, I'm not all that familiar with, but the ones who I do know from watching them with the Sunwolves and Super Rugby. I should also mention 3 times these teams have played, twice at World Cups and once outside. So 1995 was a pretty big result, 145 points to 17 from memory. Mark Ellis got a few tries in that game. 2011, again, World Cup, 83 points to 7. And then 2013 over, and that one was in Japan, 54 points to 6. So the All Blacks score is decreasing markedly every time they play, but likewise the Japanese score has been going down as well. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how this one goes. For that Japanese team, Inagaki starts at loose head. I believe Shota Horie is not available through injury, so that's kind of a pity because he's one of Japanese rugby stalwarts. Came onto the scene for Super Rugby fans with the Rebels a few years ago and has been playing for the Sunwolves since their inception. Wimpy van der Walt plays in the second row. He's probably a wee bit short for a lock, but that's where he's playing. He's alongside Anise, who is a bit taller. I think Van der Walt's not quite 1.9, but Anise is just under 2 meters, so a bit of height, but not what you would call, Victor Matfield territory. There, Rory Arnold, that kind of thing. The back row, though, is impressive. You've got Michael Leitch, Himeno, and Tui. That's probably one of the areas where they're a bit stronger. Their back row, likewise for the Sunwolves, has always been one of their strengths for sure, if not so much in the Type 5. The backs, you got Nagara and Tamura, 2 guys who played regularly for the Sunwolves. Nagara put Tanaka, who was on the bench, put him out of a job. Former Highlander, probably well known to a fair few Super Rugby fans. He's on the bench. So Nagara, who got the start and looked the better player over Super Rugby, gets the start for Japan. And Tamura, who played kind of in and out with Hayden Parker for that 10 role. Parker probably stole the show a bit with his kicking, but Tamura is by no means a slouch. He's a good player. Fukuoka is on the left wing. He is a small guy, but he is a little excitement machine. He's kind of like a Shane Williams style. Hot feet, good step, runs good lines player, got lots of gas, so we'll see how he goes. For the All Blacks, it's a much changed lineup, obviously, being essentially a B team. You got Tuungafasi, Coles, and Ta'avao in the front row. Coles, it's great to see him back. Tuungafasi has been doing the business for quite a while in the All Blacks jersey. Fifita is back at 6. He'll be happy to be there because from what he said, he's not all that keen on playing in the second row, so we'll see how he goes when he gets a spot in his favoured position. Dalton Papali'i starts at number 7, so that's his debut. That'll be interesting to see how he goes. He was in scintillating form for Auckland in the Mitre 10 Cup and in Super Rugby, looked good as well. Luke Whitelock captains the team from number 8. Richie Mo'unga is at 10. Inside him is Tatoiroa Tahuriorangi, number 9. So that's going to be a little interesting combination. Kind of the third choice number 9 with the All Blacks probably third choice, maybe second choice, number 10. See how they go. Proctor's going to get a debut at number 13, so Lamapi's inside him. That's going to be a big game for him for sure, because he's been consistently good for the Hurricanes in recent years. Milner-Skudder is in the team at 14, so he's opposite Fukuoka, so two smallish guys. Like, these aren't, you know, Tengale Naravoro size guys. These are guys with the feet. A few guys calling for Nihi to perhaps be in the 32-man squad for Europe. Other people saying, nah, he's lost his pace. His step's not as effective, so we'll see how he goes against another guy with a kind of similar game plan, similar style. From the bench, you got a lot of debutants. Lomax, Hunt, Evans, Drummond, Cameron, Bridge. All get debuts for the All Blacks, so it'll probably be as many debutants as I've seen for an All Blacks team ever. Usually they only kind of blood one or two at a time. I mean, starting lineup's only two, but the bench is a majority of guys making their debuts, so we'll see how they go. The bookies have got New Zealand by 37 points, which seems like a whole lot for a team which is, as I said, made up of guys who haven't been in that All Blacks environment before. Some of them, guys like Hunt, I think Drummond, have been in the All Blacks framework but never got a test. So I guess we will see how much cohesion these guys have got together. They are the All Blacks, so they're always going to be a hard team to beat. 37 points. Could it be 40 points to whatever, 6? What the bookies would have you say? It's for a 37-point margin. I guess we'll see. It is away, so there is that to handle, and that team cohesion. That Japan team's been together a bit longer, so yeah, it should be an interesting one. You guys let me know your thoughts on the game. How do you think some of these debutants would go for the All Blacks? Any of the Japanese players you're particularly looking forward to seeing? If you are familiar with them, if you're a Super Rugby fan, you definitely will have seen some of these guys playing for the Sunwolves. Do you think 37 points sounds about right for the margin? More or less? Do you see this trend, kind of All Blacks going down, maybe Japan going up? You'd hope that at least get a try or two. Would make things a bit interesting. But yeah, good to see some of these depth All Black guys tested for sure. You guys let me know your thoughts, and as always, talk to you again soon. See you later.